Okay. So we have discussed yesterday that Python is one of the scripting language which has object-oriented features, similar like Ruby and Perl. Perl is also having the object-oriented features, but Python is somewhat more than that. Like for example, if we are defining any variable, at that time I'm creating a variables for some particular class. So classes and objects we hear very often in Python because of its object-oriented features. So if anybody is not very comfortable with object-oriented features, I give you the very simple use case. Let's say what is class? Class is just a container of various methods. Like for example, car. Car is one of the class. What it contains? It contains various features plus it contains definitely attributes as well. Okay, steering is one of the attribute, gear is one of the attribute, and speedometer is one of the attributes. So these are the attribute of my car class. But when we speak about functionalities, so let's say when I say I move my gear, when I put my gear to first gear, my car is moving forward. So this is a functionality of a gear. Or maybe we can say when I switch on my engine, my engine gets started and it is starting consuming the fuel. So this is another functionality of my car class. So these are, class is just a container where all those things are getting stored. Now, second thing is, what is an object? Now, object is the instance of a class. Now, I can say that Hyundai is an object of a car class, which utilize all the functionality of a class. And let's say I say Toyota. Toyota is another instance of a class, which utilize all the features of a car class. Now, when we're discussing about the object-oriented feature in Python, I discuss these things in details, and I try to give more overview of Python objects. Now, for now, I am going to discuss about various data types, or simple language, I can say these are the object of some of the classes. So, okay. So, Python data types and variable is the agenda of our day, and Python basic operators is also the agenda of our day. So now, let's say, what is a variable? Variable is a placeholder where you can store some particular data. Let's say I simply say I equal to 1. So I am storing one value inside I variable. Now how we do this in Python? So the first object which we are going to discuss today is an object of a number class. So let's say I define a variable. So I say I equal to 1. Now you notice here I don't define int I equal to 1 in any other languages like Java or C++. We define a data type of my variable. Now if I try to store any other object to it, let's say I want to store string into it, it won't give me any error because whenever I say I equal to 1, it creates a memory location which holds 1. When I say I equal to string, so it creates another memory location for I which holds strings now. Now it just change the pointer from number to a string. But in any other languages, like I have given the example of Java, C and C++, we have to say like int I equal to 1. But in Python it is not required, so I just remove it. So in any other language, if you try to store some other attribute into my variable, it gives you an error. But here it is very plain and it is very simple to consider. Now the first object which we are going to discuss about, so what I suggest whenever you're defining a variable, always give a proper name to it. Let's say I define a variable name, so I can understand from the variable itself that it holds some name. Let's say if I say name equal to Jatin, so I can understand from the variable itself that name is a variable which holds some name of a employee or a student or maybe some other distinction as well. I can also say number equal to 10. I can understand from the variable name itself because I don't define a data type, so it is better for me to use any particular variable name which is self-explanatory itself. Okay, that's good. So now I start with the number class. So how I define a number? So let's say I say number equal to 10. Now I can see it with the help of type that number belongs to int class. Now I can define another variable as well. Let's say I say number 2 equal to 10.1. So when I say type number 2, right, it is belongs to float. So it depends how you're creating it and what you're creating it. Based on that, it will decide. Let's say I say create number 3 equal to 3 plus 3 3 plus 3i plus 4j. Oops. Number 3 equal to 3 plus 4, let's say I. Okay, there is some problem because I tried to create a complex number, so leave it for now. I show it some more examples later. So I can perform these operations, like for example very simple mathematical operations. So let's say I say number, I have a number value, so a number gives me number 10, number 2 gives me 10.1. Let's say I want to do simple calculation. I take another number, let's say number 3 equal to 20. Okay, so I can perform a very simple arithmetic operation here in Python as well. How? I say number plus number 3. It returns 30. I can say number 3 minus number. It gives me the subtraction. I can say number 3 multiplied by number. It gives me the multiplication. I say number 3 divide by number. It gives me the division. I can also have another kind of structure here, but very interesting point to note here is, let's say I define a number equal to 10. I define another number, let's say number 2 equal to 3. But when I divide, let's say I say number divide by number 2. When I say this, you know, I'm expecting a float value because 10 divided by 3 gives me 3.33333, but here I get 3. This is the feature of Python 2, not in Python 3. Python 3 gives me the exact number over here, but Python 2 gives me integer, because we say integer divide by integer, so we are expecting the integer value. Now how can I change it? I can say, let's say I say 10 divided by 3, so it returns 10. I can say if I say 10 divided by 3.0. Now here I say integer divide by floating point, floating number. So when I run this, I get 3.333335. Exactly what I need from Python. I can also say like this, 10.1 divided by 3. Now in this particular case also, we have floating divide by integer. So I get a floating result. I can also say in this particular way, 3 point. In this particular way, it also gives me the same result. So it understands that 3 point means I try to divide 10 which is an integer divided by a floating point. So it gives me 3 point and all these digits after it. Now another interesting point to note here is I have a special parameter to consider. Let's say 10. So when I say 10 double divide by 2, or double divide by any number, it exactly gives me the floor value of that number. The floor value is minimum of the integer which I am supposed to get. So 10 divide by 3.0 return me 3. But if I say 10 divide by 3, it again gives me an integer value, because I say integer divide by integer. But here we say integer divide by floating and takes a floor value. So it returns me 3.0. So this is the basic operations we have. Now let's say I want to say -5 power 2. So what I'm expecting from Python here, I'm expecting that -5 power 2 should return me 25, but it returns me -25. Why it happens? Because now the precedence of the operators comes into picture. What is precedence? Which come first and which come later. So we have seen in our maybe in our colleges or a school, there is a formula called as BODMAS, BODMAS. It's bracket of division, multiplication, addition, subtraction, and addition. Similarly, as every language, it can be a Java, it can be C++, or it can be Python, have the operator precedence. So the operator precedence we always have to remember. I show you the precedence. In our slide it is mentioning.
Hey Jatin, can you please explain that double slash meaning?
Yeah, double slash is an explicitly division point. Okay, explicitly division which says give the floor value of the number, floor value. So floor value say so there are two type of value. One is floor, another one is ceil. Floor is the lowest one. 3.3 has, if I say, okay, I show you. Don't get confused here. I just say import math. Don't get confused here. Just wanted to show you about floor. So if I say 3.9, let's say, okay. So math floor 3.9. So we say get the floor value of 3.9. So it's a minimum of the integer I should get. So it returns me 3.0, the minimum of it. So let's say if I say math dot floor 3.1. So again, the minimum of between 3 and 4, the minimum of it. So it gives me 3.0 again. So let's say if I say math dot floor 25.9. So minimum between 25 and 26. So it returns me 25.0. Similarly, we have a function called as ceil. So if you say 3.9, it returns you the maximum of the number between 3 and 4. So which is 4.0. Let's say I say ceil 25.9. So what will be the output here? You sure?
It should be 26.
It should be 26. Same thing. So floor is the minimum value, ceil is the maximum value between these two numbers. Okay. Similarly, it's like this. So like 10 divided by 3.0. So it says the floor value of this particular numbers. Make sense?
Yes, Jatin, thank you.
Okay, sure. So okay, so this is a kind of very simple arithmetic operations. We can also perform, Boolean, or we have seen that, or bitwise operations. What is bitwise operation? Let's say I say 2 XOR 3. It returns me 1. How it works? Remember the college again. How it works? Let's say 2. How we write 2 in Boolean in octal format? We say 0 0 1 0. This is 2. What is 3? We say 0 0 1 1. This is 3. So XOR of it. So it returns. XOR is 0 1 returns 1, 1 0 returns 0. So I show you some of the examples over in our slides. I come to these parts one by one. So this is my bitwise operator. So 0 represent 0, 1 1, 2 1 0, 3 1 1, 4 1 0 0, 5 1 0 1, and so on. So how we perform the operation? Let's say I do AND. So what we are doing? We say A equal to 60. So 60 represent, start it down, 60 in octal format. So we say first is what we want. It is 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 0. So it's a 2 to the power 0, 2 1, 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 3, 2 to the power 4, and 2 to the power 5. If you add all those digits together, so it gives you 60. And let's say I have another value which is equal to 13. So 13 represented by octal format 0 0 0 0 1 1 0 1. So if you take the AND of two numbers, AND means 0 0 returns 0, 0 1 returns 0, 1 0 returns 0, 1 1 returns 1. I hope everybody is familiar with it. Everybody? Do you want me to take in details? Everybody is familiar with it? No, yes?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yes.
That's good. Similarly, we can have an OR operation. OR operation 0 0 returns 0, 0 1 1, 1 0 1, and 1 1 1. Similarly, XOR operation we can perform 0 0 returns 0, 0 1 returns 1, 1 0 returns 1, and 1 0 returns 0. This is a XOR operation. So I can perform any kind of operations over here. We can also have bit operations. What is bit operation? Let's say I define here, okay, 2 shifted by 2. So it gives me 8. How it works? How we represent 2 in octal format? We say it's 0 0 1 0. So this is the 2 in octal format. I say shift 2 by 2 places. It means 1 should come here and 0 come here. Shift 2 by 2 places. So ultimately it returns me 8. Make sense? Similarly, I can also shift, let's say I say shifted by 1. So now I say right shift. Previously I did left shift, now I did right shift. So I say 8 shifted by 1. So if you come to down here, how we represent 8? 1 triple 0. So shifted by 1. So it will be 1 0 on the right hand side. So it returns me 4. Make sense? So another one we have in our list is negation. Let's say I define a equal to 2. I say negate of a. How this works actually, negate of a is similar as, let's say I define a equal to 2. Negate of a is minus a minus 1. So in this case it will return minus 3 in all the cases. So if I run this, I get minus 3. Let's say I define a equal, or I say a equal to 10. I say negation of a. So these are just a bitwise operations we are performing. So it returns me minus 11 because minus a, which is minus 10, minus 1, return minus 11. In this particular way, these bitwise operations work. So we have seen AND, OR, XOR, and we have seen left bit, right shift, as well as we have seen negation. So this is the work which we can perform with our numbers. Now is this clear, everybody? Now you understood how we perform the arithmetic or mathematical operations here with the numbers. All good? Shailesh?
Yes.
Hey Shailesh, you connected? Shailesh? Shailesh, are you connected to? Okay, I think he's not able to hear my voice. Okay, let me continue. So this is our first object, which is number, and we can perform any kind of mathematical operations with the help of numbers. The second one in our list is string. String. Hello. Yeah, Shailesh. Okay, let me mute Shailesh. Okay. If you have any question, just raise your hand. Okay. The next one in our list is string. Now, string is very unique and interested here in Python. Let's say I define name. So it holds Jatin. Okay. Let's say I take another word. Let's say I say company. It says tutorials point. Okay, so I have name Jatin and company equal to tutorial points. So now what happened when I say name plus company? Now here this plus is actually we have used in arithmetic operations when we are discussing about the numbers. But in this particular case, what we do, we say name plus company. Let's say we try to concatenate two things together. So if I run this program, I get Jatin tutorial points. So how it actually works? It actually works upon the operator overloading purposes. A plus perform two different operations based on the data type we have. In the first case is we have the number, so it performs the arithmetic operation. In the next case, we have the strings, so it concatenates two things together. Okay, you can also put like this. I say name plus, give some space. Now this is again a string, because I can concatenate strings together. I cannot concatenate strings and numbers. It gives me an error. So if I say company, it returns Jatin tutorial points. It gives the space, which I meant here. Okay. The next thing which we are performing is, let's say I want some more operations. If I say name plus 10, now in this particular case, Python interpreter is unable to understand what you want to do, because here you have a number, here you have a string. So if you try to run this command, it gives you an error. Let's say you cannot concatenate a string and integer object, but you can do it like this: name plus You take it into the string and concatenate it. Right? It works. It's a name plus, and you take it as a string. Okay. Similarly, how multiplication work over here? Let's say if I say name multiply by 2. Now multiplication we have seen. We have done for numbers which perform the arithmetic multiple operation. So if we say name multiply by 2, it gives me repetition. Repeated by that number multiple times. So here it says name multiply by 2, it gives me repetitions of those numbers. Where I can use it, let's see it. Usually in the log files I used this particular operation. 50. I can do any, now if I want to separate my logs, I usually put similar kind of statement. I say print, it says star star multiply by 20. It gives me multiple star. So I can put these things into my log files so that I can separate the things together. Now, more interestingly, when we are working with a string, we can create a string in single quote and double quote, and we can also use third quote for creating a paragraph. Let's say I define a paragraph here, which we have seen yesterday as well. This is line 1. This is line 2. So I define a paragraph which contains 2 different lines. Now I can simply print this. I can say paragraph. I get the values around. Now how Python store these strings? This is actually done in this particular way. Let's say I define a string name equal to Jatin. Okay. So how Python does? Python store these elements in the indexes. In Python also, it is similar kind of arrays which you have seen in any other languages. Like the elements are stored based on the indexes number. So in this case, it represents name of 0. So if I try to print, so I have a name. Oh, sorry, it's in small format. Okay. So if I say name 0, it represents the first index of my name variable. It gives me J. If I say name 1, it gives me A. If I say name 2, it gives me B. So 1 by 1, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have total maximum 4th index in my. But I try to access, if I try to access the index which is not available in my variable, it gives me an error. It says string index out of range, because I have the maximum 4 indexes available in my name. Now you can do the slicing over here. Slicing, how we can perform? We can perform the slicing with the help of colon. How we do it? Let's say I say name 0 colon 1. It says from 0 till 1. From 0 till 1, which is gives me J. Till 1, not include 1. From 0 till 1. So if I say name 0 colon 2, it gives me JA. If I say name 1 comma 4, it gives me ATI. If I say name colon 0 colon 4, it gives me JATI. Not included 4. But if I want to include 4, what I can do, this is, they are not a mandatory options. So if I say name 0 colon, it's a start with 0 and till the limit we have. So the limit we have is 4, so it retains a complete name. I can also say it like this, name colon, it gives me Jatin. So both are same. Now very interestingly, it also provides me the reverse engineering as well. Like for example, if I say name -1, now -1 is again started from the back here. So minus represent N, -2 represent I, -3 represent T, -4 represent A, and -5 represent J. Now if I try to access -6, it gives me an error because -6 is not available. So if I run this, I get N. Make sense? So if I say name -5, it returns me first one. So minus is again started negative is started from the back, and positive is started from the front. The next thing here is we can also we cannot have such kind of stuff. Let's say I cannot say 5:1 because here 4:1 because here it's a bigger number and we say traverse from bigger number to the smaller number, which is not feasible, so it gives me nothing. But I can say like this: name 4:1:1. Now here it represent this particular number represent traverse from back, traverse from a backside. So it's a start with 4, goes till 1, not include 1, till 1. Can I say like this: name ::(-1). What do you think? What will be the output here? Kishore, Gaurav? Guys, you are unmute.
It should print the reverse name.
It should print the reverse name. So it says start with the last and followed come till the first character. So can I now if I know the if conditions, can I able to find out the palindrome number? What is palindrome? Let's say name equal to Nitin. So it's a palindrome. So from the back if you start or from the front you start, both are same. So I can say like this: if name equal to name ::(-1). If both are same, then it's a palum. I don't know what the spelling of palindrome. I put it like this: palindrome. Yes, it's a palindrome because we started from the front and we started from the back. Both are same. So we say it's a palindrome string. So we can do any kind of slicing available in Python with the help of it. Now there is a property in Python called as a mutable and unmutable property. What this property says in Python, now unmutable property says whenever you define any object, when you are able to modify the element of that object, that is a mutable property of an object. When you are not able to modify the element of an object, it's an immutable property of an object. Like for example, here we say name 0. So what it returns? N. But if I say name 0, I try to modify the value of 0. Let's say I put J. It gives me an error because this is the unmutable property of string. I cannot able to modify an element of a string, but I can able to modify a complete string. I can say like this: I can say name equal to Jatin, but I cannot modify an element here. That is called as unmutable property of an object. Okay, makes sense?
Hey, Jatin, can you give a few more examples for mutable and unmutable? I didn't understand the concept.
Yeah, I come over here. This is unmutable property. Let's say the string is an unmutable object, so I cannot able to modify this particular thing. Let's say I say name 1 equal to, I give any other digit, any other character. So I cannot able to modify it. This is an unmutable property because here I am not able to modify the element. Let's say I want to do it. I say name, what is name? It's Jatin. Let's say I want to replace J by N. I want to replace J by N. How can I do it? I cannot say directly this. I cannot say name equal to N. I cannot say this because this is again an unmutable property where I don't modify the element of an object. But when we are going to discuss about any other objects like list or dictionaries, these are the mutable object. Now one more tuple we have, which is again an unmutable object in which we cannot able to modify an element. Any questions here?
Okay. The reason behind this is because the strings are stored in a continuous fashion. That's why you are not able to modify. What's the reason behind that?
The reason is
you cannot modify it, but what's the reason behind that?
Reason is Python does not allow you here because the object which they have created internally, they holds a particular memory location. So it is not able to allow you to insert to that particular memory location, but it is allowing you to change the memory location, because when you say name equal to anything, at that time you are changing a complete memory location. But at that time when you are modifying an element, you are trying to change an element memory location, which is not feasible here.
Yeah, because if you give name equal to Jatin and then say name equals to Gary, then it will just override the entire location.
Yeah, that override a complete location.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
Right.
But if I say name 0 equal to, let's say I put anything mk, then it won't allow me, because at that time it is not able to modify it.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. So I think slicing is, you guys are very comfortable with slicing now. So we have seen addition, we have seen repetition as well. Now another thing which I would like to mention here, but definitely I try to take it things in details in our next class, is about the functions of these objects. Now here we have a string, so name equal to Gary, we have a string. This in Python, every object is providing two type of functions. One is which is inbuilt, and second one is you can create your own functions. So what are the inbuilt functions available in Python? You can see all those inbuilt functions with the help of predefined built-in function called as dir. So if you say dir followed by the object name, it returns all the functions which is provided by the object. Now all these objects, all these functions which you can see over here, underscore underscore add, underscore underscore class, underscore underscore contains, these are the internal object, these are the internal functions of string class. Now which you can see from here, capitalized to zfill. Now these are the functions which is provided for the users, which users can use it. Now how I can use these functions? I can use this function with the help of the object. Let's say I can try to use a function called as let's say upper. Now first I need to take it out what upper does. So I can take the help. So I say help name dot upper. Now why I have used name dot? Because this name is an object and upper is a function which belongs to this class, string class. So when I put enter, I can see the details about this particular function. So here it says s.upper returns me string. So what it returns? Returns a copy of a string s converted to the uppercase. Okay. So what it says, return a copy of a string converted to the uppercase. So if I say name dot upper function, what it returns? Gary in uppercase. Similarly, I can utilize other functions as well. Now these all functions which are defined here with the help of underscore underscore, it is actually used by Python internally. How it does? Let's say add. I say name plus Trev. Okay, so it returns me Gary Trev. Okay, but internally how Python does it? Python says internally name dot underscore underscore add underscore underscore. Both are same. Here we use plus sign, which is actually internally calls add function. So all those functions which you can see here are internally used by the Python class. So I come to this point in details in our next class when we are discussing about all the functions we have in our classes. We try to cover all the functions, but I suggest everyone, after this class, do some practice. Just take the help. Let's say I take the help for one of the function called as split. So I say help name dot split. What it says? It says split. What it does, return a list of the word in a string, use a separator as a delimiter string. If the max split is given, at most max splits are done. If the separator is not specified or is none, any white space string is a separator and empty spaces are removed from the result. So let's say I define a string here. I say string equal to, this is the string object. Let's say how I use it. I have to use s followed by split, and I can provide two arguments here. Both arguments are optional because they have defined inside square brackets. So I can say string dot split. I don't define it. Let's say I don't define any separator. So by default, it's a white separator. So I divided all those characters into my list. So in few minutes we are going to discuss about list. So you can check it out yourself. What are the functions this particular class provides me? Yes, please.
If I need to check the help on this underscore add, how do I check that?
No, you cannot. I think you cannot check this.
I tried that. It doesn't.
You cannot check this actually because it's more built-in things. No, this is not about add because it's just a wrapper class. So you cannot get the help out of it actually.
Oh, okay.
You cannot get the help out of it. Just it says these are the methods which is defined. So there is not a help inside it because this we don't use it directly. This is used by the Python. We can take all the help from the functions which is defined from here to here.
Okay.
Okay. So at least try each and every function, because these functions are used to manipulate your data, and sometimes in the languages like C, C++, Java, you have to define these functionalities, but in Python is ready-made for you. Let's say you want to convert your string into uppercase. So we have a function available. We can do it very easily. I don't have to define a piece of code. I want to replace a string by some other string. I can do it very easily because I have a replace function. I have to find something in a string. I can do it very easily. So I can check it out. Let's say when you log into any web page, you check it out whether normally the password which you provide is a combination of various numbers. It has various conditions that the password should be more than 8 characters. It should contain at least one digit. It should contain at least one alphabet. It should contain some alphanumeric number as well. So you have all these functions available. So you don't have to define it from the scratch. Everything is ready-made here for you. You just need to take it directly. Let's say I define a string. I say string equal to Jatin123. Let's say this may be my password. I simply say string dot is digit false. It does not contains all digits. So if I say string equal to 1 2 3 4, now I check string dot is digit, must be true. So you can check all these things. It is already ready-made for you. So I urge everyone to try all these functions by yourself. And definitely I come to this part tomorrow, next week, next Saturday, when we are going to have a next class. At the time I discuss all the important functions we have in Python. But in case if you are facing any doubts, any questions you have, you just send me an email. I try to respond immediately about the help on these functions. Okay. Yeah, can you give me a second, guys? I just come back in a minute. Give me a second, please. I want to drink some water. guys. Okay, so I was saying that if you are facing any issues regarding these functions, do send me an email. I try to cover all the important functions in our next class. Okay, so what is our next object? So we have discussed about number, we have discussed about okay, so we discussed about numbers, we discussed about strings. Now we are going to discuss about list. A list is another kind of object which is available in Python. How we define a list? We say list or anything. Let's say I want to create numbers and strings together. So let's say I create students. How I define a list? I define a list in a square brackets. Okay, I say Gary, Kishore, Raj, G1, Corey, Shalesh, HK Singh. So I define a list here which contains few elements. Okay, so here I have used strings everywhere. I can also have an arbitrary type. How? Let's say I define like this: age equal to, I can say Jatin 35. Let's say I take another one, Akash 32. So this is the arbitrary type where I have a string and I have the numbers as well. Okay, now I can check it out. Type age, so it returns me list. Now this is another object we have. Now how it works, let's say it works in a similar way with strings, but there is a difference between a list and a string. Lists are mutable property, means lists are mutable objects. We can able to modify the element of the list, but strings are unmutable elements. So how I can say, I say students, let's say 0. So student 0 represent Gary here. If I run this, I get Gary. Similarly, I have students, let's say 6. So it returns HK Singh. I says to age 3. It returns 32. Similar way we can also perform the operations likewise we have done in strings. How? Let's say I want to do the slicing. So I say students 0 colon 6. Let's say start with 0 till 6, not include 6. Similarly, as we have seen in strings, I say students -1. What it will return? Anybody?
Shalesh?
Shalesh.
Yes, right, Shalesh.
See, students contain Gary, Kishore, Raj, Jeevan, Corey, Shailesh, HK Singh and Jatin. So -1 again started from the very back. So if we say student -1, it returns Jatin because we are starting from the back. So this is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7 and -8. If you start from the front, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sense, guys? Everybody okay?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Now I can also do the similar kind of operations what we have done in list in strings. I can say 0. In fact, I can say -1, -6, colon -1. Sorry. Yeah, -1. I say start from the back, from -1 till -6, and -1 represent, let's do it from the back. So if I want to do it from the front, I say students -6 colon -1 from the front. Make sense? Now, what happens if I try to access the element which is not available? Let's say I say 9. Now, this element is not available, so it gives me an error. Again, I can modify the element here. I say student equal to student 0, no, maybe -1 equal to, let's say I put Bob. Now what happened to it? I have a wrong name. Students -1 equal to Bob. Now see students, it contains Bob here. So we replace Jatin by Bob directly. Make sense? So now this is the mutable property because I am able to modify the element of a list. I can say students, let's say 2 equal to Shikhar. See again, students, what does me? Gary, Kishore, Shikhar, Jivan. So it modifies this element now. Okay. Now what happens if I try to add an element? Let's say I say students 9 equal to what happened? Anybody?
It should return an error because
It should return an error because 9
I guess it's
it should return an error.
immutable.
No. It says the
Out of
element,
range.
the element is not
Out
available.
of it.
Oh, it's out of range.
Yeah, so its element is not available.
Yes.
So in order to add a new student, you first have to have some placeholder there.
Yes, what you need to do is I tell you.
Okay.
So now check it out. Can you check it out yourself? What are the different functions it provides? Can you check it out yourself, please?
What you want us to check?
There are okay, so when I say dir followed by age or students, whatever I can say, I can see these are the functions which is provided by this class to me. I can see from this function there is a function called as append. So what does append do? I can check it out with the help. So I say help age dot append. So when I say L dot append object to the end. So now in this particular way I can add the element. So if I say students dot append followed by the element. Let's say I want to give arcasing, I can give arcasing. I can see I have added an element. So I cannot do the direct assignment because in this particular case what happened? It it gives me out of range error. So I need to append with the help of append function. Similarly, list also similar like string list also have these functions. So you can check the help of these function and you try to access them. Definitely, I come to this part in next class. We'll discuss about all the functions available in the object classes. Any doubt, guys?
If you need to insert between the list, then you can use insert function.
Yes, insert function. Yes, insert function. Like for example, I want to insert something to the third element. I can do it very easily with the help of insert function. I want to check it out the count as well. Let's say I want to check the count of Gary. I say students dot count and Gary. So it gives me the count, how many times this particular element is available in my list. So this is the only one time it is available, so it gives me 1. That makes sense? Similar, all these objects, again, you try them, and I definitely come to these all objects in our next class where we discuss in details what are the functions every object provides. Any doubt here? All good?
Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, Jatin, Kishore, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. When I'm going to use the sorting, it is done in the ascending or the descending order. Like, how can we choose the?
Now, there is a key function, key parameter available over here. I come to this part in our next class. If I say help age dot students, sorry, age dot sort. You can see here there is a parameter we have to provide along with it. Based on this, it works whether in which particular order you want to do your comparison, whether you want to do it reverse order, in first order. So I come to this part in our next class and we discuss each and every function in detail. What are the important functions we have?
Okay.
So currently if you say sort students dot sort, okay, and you check the students now. So it based on ascending order. Similarly, I can do it with the help of these particular keys we have. Make sense?
Okay. Can I say one thing, that these functions are actually going to modify the object?
No, some is modifying the object, some are not. Like for example, sort. Now, sort is not returning anything. What it does?
Yeah, exactly.
Sort is not returning anything. Sort is what it does. It modifies the same object. But if you are, let's say here also, you say student.append. So it is also not returning anything. What it does?
Returning anything.
It is modifying the same object. But if you say remove, it is again modifying. But if you say about pop, a pop is returning as well as modifying the object. So let's see here. Let's see the help of pop. Help age dot pop. Okay, so it says L dot pop remove and returns the element at index default last. So if you say age dot pop by default, so what it does, it returns as well as it removes. So if you try to access age, you cannot see that element inside it. So it does both. It removes and returns. So you can check it out from the help itself whether it is returning or it is modifying the same element.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So definitely we discuss all these functions in details. The next object in our list is dictionary. A dictionary is another kind of object which is a heart of Python. Why is it a heart of Python? Because a complete Google search engine is built on Python dictionaries. So that's why it is very important to understand. Now here, when I say students, I define a list. So here I always have to remember at which place I have stored which element. At which place I have stored which element. Now I have to remember that at 0th place I have stored pop, At first place I have stored Corey. At second place I have stored Gary. So each and every time I have to remember. But I can define my own indexes with the help of dictionaries. Dictionaries are also called as hashes in any other languages. Now here, how we define a dictionary? We define a dictionary. Let's say I again create object called as employees. I say curly brackets. Now there is a difference is how we create. A list we have created with the help of square brackets, and here we are creating a dictionary with the help of curly braces. Let's say I say name. So I define my own index called as name. Let me have a value. Let's say I say age. I define my own index called as age. Let's say I give 35. Let's say I say company, and I say tutorial point. So here I created an object which is a dictionary. So I can see it. I can say type employees. So here it's a part of a dictionary. Okay. Now what happens if I try to access employees? If I want to see what it contains. Now you can see I get the elements in a random fashion. Normally it's a sorting order. So age, then company, and then name. It's a sorting order. But these elements I get in random order because Python holds the memory of each and every element available in a dictionary in a random fashion. So here the elements are stored in a consecutive memory, but here it is stored in a random fashion. How I access it? Let's say I want to access the age. So I say employees age. It returns me 35. I say employees name. Sorry. Employees name. Similarly, if I try to access the element which is not available here, let's say I give what it should return. Any guesses? Again error. What this error is?
Error?
Yeah, error. Why this is error? Because that particular key is not available. So we can say that this is a key and this is the corresponding value. This is the key, this is the corresponding value. This is a key and this is the corresponding value. Now in bigger sense we call it as one item. Key value pair, one item. Key value pair, another item. Key value pair, another item. So this particular object has 3 items, or the length of the object is 3 and it contains 3 key value pair. Okay, I can here add the element directly. Let's say I want to add any other element. Let's say now I say department equal to IT. Now if I try to access it, I can see IT is added over here. Make sense?
What's the benefit of doing this without indexing? So for example, in list you have a specific indexing, but in dictionary you don't have any indexing, right?
Yes, that is the advantage of using dictionaries.
So if I wanted to call out any particular dictionary element, how I'll call it out? Directly by the name? Still I need to know the name, right?
Yes, you should know that on which key what you have stored.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So let's say I want to check the length. So I say length of my employees. So length is a predefined built-in function available in Python. So it gives me 4. The total number of items here, key value pair. Now if I try to modify an element, I can simply say employee, let's say name equal to Gary. Now if I check employees, what I see? I see department ID 835, company total points, and name equal to Gary. Okay, so this is again a mutable property of an object. You can modify the element of an object. Make sense? I want to tell you very good fundamental over here is that is called as creating a copy of my elements. So I take an example of a list first. Let's say I say list equal to 1, 2, 3. So this is a one-dimensional list where we have 3 elements. List 0 represent 1, list 1 represent 2, and list 2 represent 3. Okay. Now I simply say list 1 equal to list. Now here we are actually copying the memory location from one to the other. So we say list 1 equal to list. It means now both list and list 1 is pointing to the same memory location. Now if I say list 1 0 equal to 4, now I am modifying the element of a list 1. Now first we say what list 1 contains. List 1 contains 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I say list 1 equal to 0 equal to 4. Now I modify the element of list 1 here, which is equal to 4. Now I can see it, list 1. So any guesses what list contains now? Does it contain?
It should change the list value as for. It will change it 4 to 3 because you are pointing to the same memory location.
Yes, because here we say list 1 and list are pointing to the same memory location. So if I modify the list, list 1 is also get modified, or vice versa also true. If I modify the list 1, list is going to be modified. So if I try to run it, I can get 4 to 3. But what happens if I say list 1 equal to 5, 6, 7, and I say list 1 0 equal to, let's say, 8. Now what happened to list? Sorry. Now first print list and then I say list. Now what will be the value here? It should be again 4 to 3, 1 to 3, or 8, 6, 7. Any guesses, guys?
867.
867.
Okay. See what we have done actually. See what we have done actually. Now when we say list 1 equal to 5, 6, 7. So I created a new memory location. I created a new memory location. I'm not pointing to the same memory location before we have. So when I modify list 1 0 equal to 8, I modify list 1, but my list is pointing to the same memory location which was other one, which is 4 to 3. So if I try to print list, I get 4 to 3. Because here itself, I changed the memory location of list 1. List is pointing to the same memory location which was earlier. I can do the similar kind of stuff over here in dictionaries. Let's say I define a dictionary. I said text equal to, I put only 2 items here, name, Jatin, age, 32. Okay. I can also do the similar stuff with dictionary. So I said dict1 equal to dict. Now both are pointing to the same memory location. Let's say I modify dict. I add another element. Let's say I put department, and I say department equal to IT. Okay. Now what happened to dict1? It also contains the department now, because both are pointing to the same memory location. But if I modify one of them, let's say if I change a complete memory location, I say dict equal to name Gary, let's say department IT. Now what happened to dict1?
Will still same. It will be still the old one.
It is still the old
ID,
one.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the memory location I changed for dict only. Dict1 remains same. Okay, so that is a difference between a copying a memory location and creating a new memory location. Now, if you see here, if I say dir of dict, you can see these are the functions which is available for dictionaries. Again, try three of them. Let's say I try this one, copy. Now this is very interesting one. Let's say here I say dict. I have these elements. Let's say I create another one. So I say dict2. How I check copy. Dict dot copy. So say d dot copy, a shallow copy of d. Now what is the difference between a shallow copy and a copy? Shallow copy says don't copy a memory location. Just whatever you have in your dictionary, copy it to another dictionary, but don't copy a memory location. So let's say if I say dict2 equal to dict dot copy. Now dict2 has same elements, department ID, name, Gary. Let's say I add any other element. I add to dict. I put company. Microsoft. What happened to dict2? Does dict2 modify here or it remains same?
Yeah, dict remains the same.
Same. Why? Because it's a shallow copy. It's a shallow copy. It's not a complete copy here. So if I run this, I get a shallow copy. But if I access dict, it actually modified because we have added an element over here. Okay, guys? Any questions here? All good?
Yeah.
I know you have explained this concept very clearly, but how can you remember this thing, like when you make a copy and when you are creating the new elements? Because it's kind of confusing. Whenever you do in equal assignment, it's just make a copy and you can do the changes to the original element. Is that true?
Yes. So if you don't use copy, if you simply just do the assignments of two different objects,
Okay.
in that particular case, it is pointing to the same memory location. But if you are saying, if you are using a function called as copy, actually you are creating a shallow copy out of it.
Okay. And what's the meaning of shallow again?
Shallow again means you are taking the content of it, but you are not copying the memory location.
Awesome. Okay, got it.
Okay. Now we are going to discuss about data structure. Now data structure, I can say from my experience working with various languages, data structure in Python is very, very easy. When you compare with any other languages, data structure makes sense over here. What is data structure? Data structure is a combinations of multiple data together. Now let's say I want to create a multi-dimensional list. So I say names. I put like this, names equal to here. Inside a list, I am creating another list. Let's say I say 1, 2, 3. I say 4, 5, 6. I say 7, 8, 9. So what we have done, one list I have which starts from here and ends with here, and have another list inside it. Now how many elements my list name has? 3. 1, 2, 3. I can check it out. I can say len of names. It gives me 3 because it contains 3 elements. So 0 index is 1, 2, 3. First index is 4, 5, 6. And second index is 7, 8, 9. So if I say names 0, it returns 1, 2, 3. I say names 1, it returns 4, 5, 6. Names, it returns. But if I say names 3, again it gives me error because that element is not available. So I get an error over here. Now if I try to access this element, let's say I want to access 3, how can I do it? I simply say name 0 returns 1, 2, 3. So it says names 0 and 2. Now it says 0, 1, 2. 0, 1 and 2. So if I run this, I get 3. Similar way, if I try to access this element, let's say 8, how can I do it? I simply say names 2. It represents 7, 8, 9, and I have to say 1. It returns 8. So this is a 3-dimensional. I can create any dimension in Python and I can try to access the element. Now I am creating one 4-dimensional list, and you tell me how to access the element actually. Let's say I define a same list. I say mul list. This is my element. Okay. Let's do it. I say 1, 2, 3. Inside it, I have another list. Just to remove a confusion, I can put it like this. 4, 5, 6, comma. Let's say I say 7, 8, 9, comma, 10, 11, 12. 13 and 14. That's it. So this is my list. Now, how many elements this list has? So what should it returns? Mul list. Any answer here?
Should return 5?
Any other guesses? So see, this is my original list. How many elements it has? 1, which is separated by comma, 2 and 3. So if I run this, I get 3. Let's say I want to access 12. Now who is going to tell me how we do it?
Yeah, you'll say mul list
1, 2, 2.
1,
2, 2. I think, yeah.
2, 2.
Yeah, 1, 2, 2.
So check it out.
Yeah.
1 is represent this element.
This element.
Correct. I can see a lot of answers. Okay, my list 1, 1, 2. Okay, that's good.
1, 1, 2.
5.
1,
Okay.
1, 2.
Okay. So it says this is 1. Okay. Now this is 0, 1, 2, 3.
3, 3. Okay.
3.
3.
Now I want to access which? 12. So it says 0, 1, 2. Everybody, is it make sense to everyone?
Yes, yes. Okay.
Now can we try more examples here? Okay. Let's say I create now a very complex I put complex list. Now tell me, you guys tell me. I am not going to tell it. Complex list. This is the most complex list you have ever seen it. Okay, so this is my list complete. Now let's say I want to access 13. I want to access this 13. The first thing is how many elements this list has. I can check it out. List, I say complex list. What is the answer here? I mute everybody. Okay, so guys.
Two.
Okay, so HK Singh, can you also put yourself into mute? So whenever you have question, you just unmute yourself. Raj, Jeevan, all you guys, please unmute yourself. Mute yourself. What will be the answer here? 2. The length of the list is 2. Let's say I want to access 13. How can we do that? Any answer here?
It will be, I forgot 1 minute. So it will be 2, then again 2.
Okay, let me put it down. I say complex
2.
list. Okay. 2.
Yeah, first is 2, then second is again 2.
No, it's 0, 1, Gary. 0 and 1.
Okay, 0.
So if you say complex 2, it gives you an error. Because
right.
Yeah. We have to say complex list 1. Okay. What is next?
Now, second will be 2 because that is 0, 1, 2. Yeah, 2.
Nice. So 0, 1 and 2. Second will be 2. This element. Now what next?
It will be again 2.
It will be again 2. Yes. Now it represent this element.
Right. Then again 2.
Again 2. Okay. Now it represent this element.
0 and 1. And then 1.
Everybody, does it make sense? Everybody?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Raj, I hope it is clear now. Okay, that's good, guys. Good. Okay, let me explain once more. So we have a complex list which contains various complex data structure. So let's say I do complex list 0. What it represent? A complete element, this element. Okay. When I say complex list 1, it represent this element. Now do it one by one. So complex list represents this element. I want to access 13. So first I need to go to this element. So I have to say complex list 1 and 2. Now sorry, what happened to it? Name is not correct. Complex 1, 2. Okay, so it represents this element. Now I have to access 13, so I have to go to this element. So now do it one by one. complex list 1, 2 and 2. Now it gives me this element. Now I want to access 13. Again 0, 1, 2. I have to go to this element. So 0, 1, 2. So now I say complex list 1, 2, 2 and again 2, 0, 1, 2. Okay, now what I get? 12 and 13. So I want to access 13, so it's 0 and 1. Complex list 1, 2, 2, 2 and 1. Now all good guys? Everybody?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. In this way, we can create a complex data structure in Python. The next one, which I am going to discuss, is about a dictionary.
Hey, Jagan, quick
Yeah.
question. So in the data structure, you have to have a similar type. Like in the list, you are making list and list again.
It depends
It has to
upon,
be same type.
yeah, it depends upon you. You can have a list inside dictionaries as well, dictionary inside list as well as the few other objects which we are going to discuss. That's in tuple in our next session. In this session itself, in another few minutes, you can also have it like this. Like for example, I want to create a dictionary here inside list. So let I say list dict. So what I have to do is, let's say this is the list. Sorry. I say list dict equal to, instead of a list here, I have to mute.
Hey, Justin, somebody is unmuted. Can you please ask them to mute themselves?
Yeah, I did it. I think Jeevan Kumar is okay. It's fine now. Okay, see it. Now I have a dictionary here. So what we have done here? We have created a list of a dictionary. Okay. So when I say list dict of 0, what it represent? It represent a complete dictionary. This one. Run it. Now if I try to access age, how can I do it? I can say list 0 by age. Similarly, if I want to access a department, list 1, I can say list 1 and department here. It gives me IT. So I can create, a multiple data structures as well. I can create dictionaries of list. I can create list of dictionaries. I can create dictionaries of dictionaries. I can create list of list. I can have multiple data structures in my programs.
Make
Okay, that's good. So guys, can I take a 5 minutes break? I meet you after 5 minutes. Okay, that's good. See you in 5 minutes. Okay, I just go on mute and I see you in 5 minutes. Okay, guys. All there? Okay, guys, you guys feel comfortable? Can I proceed further? Or is this over for today? What do you guys think?
We can do a little bit more.
Okay,
If that's okay with you.
yeah, that's good. Okay, guys, let me start. Okay, the next one we have is another. Okay, let me discuss about another data type, which is dictionaries. And I want to create a dictionaries of dictionaries and a list of dictionaries. And we can do it very easily. Let's say I define a dictionary. So I say dict equal to, I create a dictionary here. Okay. So I have element, let's say name, Jatin. I take the same elements again and again. Just remember it. Age, 32. Just a minute. Okay. So it says name equal to Jatin and age equal to 35. Let's say I take any other details as well. Okay, sure. So this is my list. What happened to it? Okay. What I So I have to define like this. Let's say I say dict, same thing. Let's say I define 1, 2, 3, and we say this name. 1, 2, 4. Let's say same thing. And this details. I have a key called as key, and the value is another dictionary. I have key 124 and a value is another dictionary, and I have a key, so it's a two-dimensional dictionary I have. Let's say I want to access age of 125. So I say dict 125 followed by age. Make sense? Okay, guys? Can I ask you a question now? Okay, let's do it. Students, let's say I'm creating a dictionary. Okay, let's say student ID, I take 1 2 3 colon. Inside dictionary I have list. Maybe I can say physics. Now this is my dictionary and which contain the list. Let's say if I want to access Raj, how can I do it? Who is going to tell me?
So it will be Python. So next Python, then it will be name, and then 4. Is that right?
Yeah. So let's say I do it. So we have students Python. What it returns? A complete dictionary. Students Python names. What I give here?
Number 4. Oh, hold on.
Everybody, does it make sense to everyone? Can we do one more example and try to make it a little bit complex?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. As I want to create a dictionary which contains my students information. Students equal to okay, let's do it here. Now guys, what I want the average marks of student named Jatin. Now who is going to tell me how we can calculate it? I repeat, I want the average marks of the student Jatin. So I want a piece of code here. Everybody understand my question?
Yes.
You need the marks of the fourth student, right?
Yeah, the marks of a first student, average marks. Average is a
Average marks of.
sum divided by
Yeah.
the total number of subjects. Sorry.
Okay. So you'll probably have to access the key marks, which will give you the list. You'll have to get the length of that and divide, and then you'll have to do the summation of
So you
all
should
the
have
elements.
inbuilt function for using an average of these numbers directly, right? Trying to find there should be some inbuilt function for the average.
Okay, can I do like this, guys? See here. Let's say I say students marks 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Divide
Yeah,
by length of
length
what?
marks. Students.
Is it okay?
Uh,
I think we just have one student, right?
Is it okay, guys?
yeah.
Everybody, it is okay?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, let's take it more example. Let's take, I have various students. Now in that case, how we do it? Let's say I have a student equal to, let's say I give any unique ID to it, 1, 2, 3. I say name Jatin and I repeat the same thing. I make it a little bit complex here. dictionary which has, let's say, some student ID and followed by the details of the student, student ID and details of a student. Let's say I want to print like this. I say Jatin average marks is, let's say, anything 62. I have only two subject, 62, and I say Rahul average marks is 70. I want output in such a format. How can we write it here? In such a format. I want to say Jatin average marks is 62 and Rahul average. Now we don't know any loops here at this moment, so I have to iterate manually through it.
Okay, probably have to do 1, 2, 3. Students.
So it will be students. Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Then name.
So let me do it.
Jatin.
Okay, so let's say print now here what I need to write.
Students.
Students
1, 2, 3. Then name. Marks.
that I want in percentage S. I can take it students 1, 2, 3 name. Okay,
Name.
that returns me Jatin.
Jatin.
Now I want marks.
Yeah, you'll have to repeat that same part and again marks, and then get maths, plus
Exactly, yes.
the same, plus the same thing, and then replace maths with English.
Okay.
And then divide it by length of marks.
One problem here. Actually started with here. So completely it must be integer. What is the problem? 1, 2, 3 name marks maths plus students 1, 2, 3 name marks English. It's true. It give me the sum divided by length of student marks. Now it's a problem here. It returns me
Yeah, it's returning to you a string maybe.
Just check it out.
The value.
We don't have to define like this. We have to say it's not name marks, it's marks directly. So we have to say student 1 to 3 and then marks. We don't have to say name. So it's a problem.
Name. Right.
So how we define it? We say students, not name, that's directly. I just copy it.
Got it.
Let's say I have to remove names from here because it's a different key. I have to use it.
I guess this should work.
It gives me the average. Make sense, guys?
Yeah.
I can use it. Yeah. Similarly for other students. These are the average marks. Now print it. Print percentage as average marks is percentage D followed by here we have to followed by I can take it into the variable. Makes sense? Similarly for others we can do it. Okay?
Yes.
So we can create various kind of data structure and we can access the data structure here as well. So what I can do is I can save down this particular text into the text and I can show you, I can send it over an email. Now if you have any issues, any doubts or questions, you're always welcome to email me. I am recording these sessions. I quickly check with tutorial points to upload these sessions over the LMS so that you guys can able to access it. Okay. Day 2 has some more things to discuss, but I stop over here and I try to take all those things in next class. Okay. But maximum thing we can take into the classes and we are going to discuss this in our next class. Make sense?
Hey Jatin, how do we access this PDF for the slides that you are presenting?
Slides I cannot share, that's what I discussed, that it is already available in Tutorial Point website because I am using the same material.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you can use them directly. You go to the website and have it. Okay, so these are the same thing which we are discussing in our classes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, guys. Any questions here? Yeah, Harkamal. Any question here? You are unmute, Harkamal. You can ask questions if you have. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. We'll check with the tutorial point today itself for the recordings, and whatever we have discussed, I can send you over an email today itself. Okay, so just go through the functions which we have discussed, and we discuss these functions in detail in our next class. Make sense?
Okay. One more question. Do you have anything like for the practicing like an exercise kind of thing in this website?
I can provide you some assignments. I can provide you some assignments over an email today itself.
Okay, yes, that will be
Okay.
helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Chandra.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah.